Now I'm reading verse 9, and we have the visions of the Son of Man coming in clouds of heaven. Verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were placed, that is, cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Now you see the scene now shifts to heaven, where the throne of God is revealed. And we believe that this is the same scene that's described in the 4th chapter of Revelation and also in the 5th chapter. It's the preparation for the judgment of the great tribulation and the second coming of Christ to the earth. He says, I beheld till the thrones were placed. Now that corresponds to Revelation 4:4, because while in Revelation John gives the number of the elders and other details, Daniel is not concerned with such, because he's not speaking of the church. His subject does not include the church and its future at all. Now the Ancient of Days is the eternal God. Garment is white as snow. That refers to the attributes of holiness and righteousness of God. And his hair of his head is like pure wool. That speaks of his infinite wisdom and his eternity. And the throne was like the fiery flame. That speaks of judgment. And the wheels as burning fire. That speaks of the resistless energy and restless power of God. We saw that in Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, that God is moving forward to the accomplishment of his purpose. Verse 10, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, the books were opened. Now this is not the great white throne judgment, which occurs after the millennium. It's the setting for the judgment of the great tribulation and the return of Christ to establish the millennial kingdom here upon the earth. You'll see that in Revelation 5 if you read that chapter. And I'm not taking time now for that. We're not studying that. Verse 11, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. You see, God is setting the judgment scene in heaven to determine who's going to enter the kingdom on earth. And the little horn is blaspheming and boasting the loudest. However, his judgment is fixed and his kingdom is doomed. The emphasis on this kingdom, it's represented by the last beast, is not on its beginning, but we're at the end of it. And the appearance of that little horn is shortly before Christ comes to judge living nations and individuals. I think this period equates with the Great Tribulation period. Now, verse 12, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. Now, these first 3 beasts were destroyed. The ideology and philosophy of the kingdoms they represent apparently lives on and will be manifested in the Great Tribulation period.